Hello, welcome to week 4 of the Dented Shield Season 3. For this game, we're going to look at, one I didn't play him, we're looking at Norse versus Halflings, who are matching up here. I forgot to look at the standings before this week. I might try and get it up. Excuse me while a Windows folder pops up on the screen. I'm going to look at our standings to see where these teams were. Just one, why couldn't the Master Chef be that inept against me? That would have been nice, wouldn't it? Okay, so Halflings are attacking first. I am just on another screen looking at standings. And I'll insert this image into video later using the magic of video editing. Quite simple stuff, but beautifully done. So where are we? Sons of Mischief 6th, the Hairy Seacums are 8th. Going into this game, so Sons of Mischief 1, 0 and 2, and the Halfling team, Hairy Seacums, have lost all 3. That's where we're up to. Quick snap for the kickoff. Let's pause it there. Have a look at how these teams lie. So we've had some advances, especially on the Norse team. Actually, only on the Norse team. This is the larger Norse squad. There are two Norse teams in the league. 2 Berserkers over here, both with Guard as their first advance. 2 Offweareners unlevelled. We've got 2 Tackle linemen in here. Everybody else is a lineman with no levels, including 2 on the bench. So started quite big. Started with a lot of players and only 2 rerolls, this team. They're down to 1, obviously, for this game. Oh, Hairy Seacums have a wizard. It's worth bearing in mind. They're attacking. And no levels, so it's just 1 level. 2 tree men, there's 1 sidestep halfling. The rest of the team are obviously halflings with no levels. And this setup, one thing this setup might be vulnerable, which I probably should have mentioned in the game against me as well, is ball retrieval. And it's probably more down to the speed of these players than necessarily the shape they're in. But even with a quicker team as well, I'd like 1 or 2 players back here, perhaps just 2 players back here for ball retrieval, so you can go get to it. These are only movement 5 players. They could really struggle with a deep kick here, because every team they're going to face in this league is faster than them. And yeah, if they come, especially if they come up against a team with a kick player, I think they'll see a lot of kicks aimed down here, especially if they're going to carry on setting up like this. And it'll become a race between a movement 5 halfling and a faster player. And they're only going to be relying on the head start they've got to maybe try and come down and get a ball in the end zone. And even if there is no pressure from the defence on that, that's a long way to go get the ball and then run it all the way out the pitch, because they don't have a passing game really, apart from tree men throwing halflings. But they've got a quick snap here, so they can get to a bit close to the ball. But a couple of halflings just back here to cover these back corners and get the ball in their hands a lot quicker, I think would be a good idea going forwards. But yeah, using the quick snap just to move everyone back here. And that one off the line of scrimmage as well, so kind of giving up a 2 dice block there really, to do that. And with the way where the halflings are attacking as well, they could have been setting up more halflings on the line of scrimmage. They could see where the Norse were. Tree men only need 1 assist to get 3 dice on these linemen, so that could have helped them get those over. Just another halfling in here at these sides. They could always dodge away at the end, or if the linemen get pushed back out the way, they're available for a bit of smacking. Could even have tried to surf these one of these berserkers as well, because they're right on the line and really near the touch line. 1 push back there, and then a blitz of a halfling there, and then these 2 halflings you've got later. Hang on, you couldn't have done that because you can only have 2 in the wide zone. But they could have worked a way to surf one of these berserkers, who were left there pretty vulnerable. Certainly if I'm playing against this Norse team and there are people set up there on defence, I'm trying to knock at least one of those off the pitch. All it'll take is a pushback, maybe getting a stunty player in behind there so that diagonal hit is then a push off. So yeah, they have got the ball in their hands, the halflings, and straight away there's some Norse players in amongst them. It will take quite a bit of ganging up to take these players down. They'll probably have to prioritise the guard to make sure that they can be trying to get 2 dice. Also, the guard is strength 3 in this of wearing a strength 4. But abandoning the tree men over here, all the halflings back here, mean they can get 2 dice blocks on the tree men. That was a really good choice to not stand firm there, because staying there would have given it up another 2 dice block with one of these other players. Still moving quite quickly. It's good. Good opportunistic uphill block. With block players, they're still fairly safe a lot of the time. Just going for a 1 dice blitz. Need to re-roll. That's a quick turnover and a knocked out halfling. So as a first action, a 1 dice block as a first action is pretty risky. Especially when they probably didn't even need to use the blitz there. They could have just moved players in. This off-wearer couldn't have assisted. This one was there ready to block this guy. If these 2 had just moved over, 2 dice there, could have got 2 dice there as well, with 3 assists. But yeah, tree main being ganged up on, that's 1 down. 1 dice on that one, puts that one down as well. That's for a stun. So if the Norse are interested in fouling, 2 very good targets there, with loads of assists. Might have been worth taking. So their choice of pushback on that frenzy. So started there and there, didn't we? So if the pushback had gone that way, that would have been 1 assist each still. Second block would have been 2 dice. But going into that space where the halfling had an assist here, but the Norse didn't, because this one is no longer in contact with the defensive blocker. That made it 1 dice. So just a pushback. And could well have gone wrong. With low on rerolls, you've got to be taking 2 dice blocks when they're available rather than the 1s. So blitz here. So we've got both tree men down, freeing up players from the middle here. Tackle doing some work. Gets a knocked out halfling. So it's a halfling attacking drive, where so many of them had to fall back to come and get the ball as well. They're just being pinned deep in their own half here, and don't really have anywhere to move the ball that's safe. Try and grab some space here, maybe move the ball up the flank, but yeah, very much in danger of being squeezed against the touchline here. Very compact. They've left a box which the Norse team could maybe try to exploit. So if this player is hit diagonally from here, you can chain push this guy into the touchline, and maybe keep doing things like that to push him off the pitch. Is a danger of it makes it harder to get directly at the ball, but injured halfling there from a failed dodge, so badly hurt. But yeah, a definite drawback to playing compacts like that is pushing players into each other. I think I'd be looking at the very early move, blitzing from that square into there to push this halfling against the touchline, and then push back as many other players as I can to just give them very little space to operate in. And really, this here is all the space the halflings have at the moment. So it's a frenzy one, so it has to be 1 dice, and that's the reroll for the half gone, with a double skull from that 1 dice. Yeah, so followed up into assists. It's like a constant danger of frenzy. Being aware of where that second block's going to be and what the situation's going to be with assists, and that followed up into into 2 assists. Oh, hang on, where were we? It's that one. I should just, oh, okay, this one could, yeah, just this assist. So it's following up into one assist that made it 1 dice with the second one. It's the ball carrier who's assisting. Halflings now I've got to try somehow to get up here with the ball. So furthest this ball carrier can get is here, really. Sort of means this probably has to be the blitz target to give the ball carrier that bit more space to stand in. That's another foul dodge. Had quite a few foul dodges so far. The Norse have got quite an easy way to open up the ball carrier if they can get some of these players down. It's a good choice of sidestep square. They can get 2 tackle zones on the ball here, and that's 2 good knockdowns when they needed them. So not a lot of space to get at the ball. We'll need to get rid of this one as well, I think. Ulfwerner can surf this halfling. Knockdown first time, and that's a removal anyway with that knockout. I think that has blocked off to the ball. No, it hasn't. It's left a diagonal one to get 3 dice on the ball, but just a push. I think this player has to look at getting around here now. Oh, looks like I changed my mind. I went back one. But yeah, I think round here, this is the spot where I think they could have got the most out of that. 2 dice uphill, not working out on that tree man. Feels like I've been talking very quickly, so just having a bit of a breather. There's been a lot happening in this game, and I've been struggling to keep up a bit. But yeah, it's like another failed dodge there. Used dodge earlier, so it gets a team reroll for that one. And they're really, yeah, they're just halflings are just running so low on players. They can't protect this ball now. This is the halflings attacking drive as well. It's worth remembering. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah. Oh, that was a shame, that fireball. I did. I was watching some of this game live, and my reaction to that was a bit of a wet fireball. Yeah, just taking down one of the 4 players it targeted. Did it target that laying down hobgoblin, halfling as well? Alf. It was Alf. Did he get a? Oh, maybe it only hits players standing up. It's worth remembering. Yeah, just knocks down 1 for no injury. I've definitely seen better fireballs than that. See my CCL humans game versus undead for more on that. There's a better pushback available there as well. So pushing back there instead of here. Oh, actually, sorry. No, I'm talking nonsense. Still got an assist. I was looking for 3 dice by pushing there, but that was just the same situation. For some reason I thought this guy couldn't assist, but he can. And I thought the second die was 2, and it wasn't. It's 3 dice, which is what they want. Yeah, off-weareners have an easy time getting 3 dice on halflings. Already strength 4 player, only needs 1 assist. And there we're setting up tackle player, the right one really to be blitzing the ball carrier, and that is tackle is what was needed. Although block would have done it as well in that instance. That's the ball in the end zone, and a failed dodge to try and get a tackle zone on it. So halflings have this guy who can stand up, can pick the ball up again, but then only has 1 square of movement before having to go for it. Ball's not safe as it is. Even at least standing this guy up first would have been a bit of protection. But we're doing the treeman blocks first. Treeman blocks are basically going to be the safest moves that halflings have. But I'm sure they won't want to be... there's another failed dodge. Too many failed dodges from the halflings in this. I think they've really been suffering with that. That has left the ball in the end zone. I think the halflings' only hope here, potentially, of preventing the score, is a foul pick-up and a dropped ball into the crowd that's thrown then far away from their own end zone. This guy can just come pick the ball up. Though probably going to be looking at, yeah, this player on 3 points. He's probably the one you want scoring. This one on 2 wouldn't be bad, but this one on level if he scores. Straight up knockdown from the off. No injury, just a stun. Standing that guy in there. I guess if a foul pickup bounces onto him, he's still a score. And the lineman comes through, does foul the pickup, and does drop it into the crowd. So really the one thing the Halflings needed there is exactly what happened. Thrown way over there, so they do have players who can come collect the ball, but they're probably looking at forcing the Norse into a pass now. Could still run it in. This guy's free. Couple of knocked out Norse players. No injuries as yet though. Just one casualty for the Halflings. 3 knockouts. There's this tree man going for it to stand on the ball. Yeah, so that's going to be tough pickups. It's a really good defensive move. This guy's got away. Could have gone that way to just do it on one dodge, but has, yeah, I don't know, either showboating or just making a mistake. Let's say it was showboating. So plenty of players in scoring position for the Norse. They probably want to drop some players back for easier, more options for a throw. That's an injury though. Failure, go for it onto the ball. Still bounced it into a tree man. Missed what that injury was. That's a miss next game, I think, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, the 40s are miss next game ones. Rerolls to spare for the Halflings, so rerolling that pushback, getting a knockdown, but for, yeah, no effects. And that will end the half, I believe. Oh no, still a turn for the Norse. So yeah, still with a shot of scoring here, but they're going to need to dodge and pick up in a tackle zone, and then make a pass. This player might be the going for it with this one, who's probably best placed to receive a pass. And then a fumble pass, and a drop ball by the tree man, and that ends the half. There we go. So no score. Was the Halflings attacking drive, but really it was the Norse who came closest to scoring, just one foul pick up away from it, which is quite unfortunate in the end. And I think really the Norse really suffered with a lack of rerolls in that half. Just have one for the whole half. And yeah, there were a few occasions where they could really have used them. They're going to have no rerolls this half though. Both their team rerolls that they have are taken. So one Halfling knockout didn't come back. Still got a knocked out Norse lineman as well, and that injured one. Both teams I think still on 11 players, and it's the Norse to attack with this one. So Norse in a really good position here. They just got to make sure they get the ball into the end zone. And as I had with the Halflings against the Halflings last week, on my attacking drive, I mean they've got a couple of tackle players, so they've got more chance of knocking over Halflings. And really, I think these tackle linemen need to be the ones leading their attack, making the blitzes to try and make a hole. Because the Halflings are probably just going to try and hold up the attack, get as many bodies in the way as they can. Norse going pretty all out on these tree men. I think I might be trying to avoid them. I feel like the best way to deal with tree men often is just to try and play around them, try to play to their weakness, which is their lack of movement, and try and keep them not involved in the game. Is at least what I tried to do last week, and I think I managed to avoid them for the most part. So we've got a tackle lineman into Mark here, who might have been the best candidate for the blitz, really. The other tackle linemen's back here. They're the ones who are best equipped to be dealing with these halflings. So block is obviously useful as well, and was useful there. If they did want to try and take on one of these tree men, having the two guards in. Yeah, the two guards in between can get you at least 1 dice, and he's just looking for 1 more assist, and you can get 2 dice on the treemen. But just taking them on with 2 dice uphill blocks is very risky, and it has resulted in a turnover there. Yeah, I think the 2 berserkers there, that would have been 1 dice, 1 more assist there. You could get 2 on a tree man, but you can only really try and take on 1 at a time if you do want to try and take them on. That's an injured Norse lineman. It looks like a levelling tree man. Used the apothecary on that. I think that was a -1 armour value. But he's put back for... Oh, wrong way. I think he was just put on the bench, yeah. So halflings can see at the moment the attack looks to be coming down this side, and very similar with the game against me last week with my underworld team. I think we'll see some halflings come over to this side, at least at some point. There's an injury. Some -1 movement lineman. I think you can swallow 1 or 2 linemen with a movement penalty. They will just become your actual linemen, probably people who stand there and try and hold back the opponents. We set up 2 dice here. Is it just 1? It's 2 dice. Oh yeah, player in there behind the tree man. Just a push. So the players who are most advanced up here are pretty jammed in with halflings. And they've lost a player off, 2 players off this drive already, I think. Or was it 1? 2. It was 2 injuries. So Norse down to 9, trying to find a way through all these halflings. Have still got 11 players, and 1 dice blocks with no rerolls, really risky. So leading off with tree men hits. Had no take rooted tree men yet, which is quite good for them. So probably have made 16 rolls, getting on for it, and they've all passed so far. But yeah, straight away you're making use of stunty and dodge to get players on the ball, and they can get 2 dice on the ball here. Can be really difficult to screen against sort of stunty players like that. Just a push. Might have been worth throwing a reroll at that one. Didn't get it, or didn't use it. Yeah, tree men just owning the middle of the pitch at the moment. Means the Norse do have to go round them, but this one is a bit stuck here. Almost certainly going to have to be dodging or using their blitz there and then blocking with the ball carrier, which means they're not going to be getting the ball any further forward this turn. It's that or the dodge. Sort of their options. Take 1 dice with the ball carrier, which works out okay, and then dodging. So it was the ball carrier who blitzed to hit 1 and then had to dodge as well, so had to do both. A little bit of cover from the Ulfwerener, who dodged away from a tree man. Both Ulfwereners tried to dodge there. That was a 5+ dodge as well. That was really risky. Didn't have an empty spot to go into. And they can, I think, again get two dice on the ball here. So that one's moved in for... Oh, okay, we're going for Tree Man Blitz. on the off-wearer instead. Is that 2 go for it? Yeah, successful, and gets the off-wearer down. So tree man right in the ball carrier's face now. They can come, and I think this is the ideal spot. Yeah, this is a very trapped ball carrier now. It's going to have to pull off some pretty impressive dodging to get out of here. I think it's going to be 4+, 3+, if they're going to do that. Unless they can, there's not really anyone available to come blitz away one of these halflings for a dodge backwards on a 3. And trying to knock the tree man over is a bit of a no-go. This lineman wants to blitz through the tree man, that's 3 dice uphill. And yeah, halflings now wrapping around to make sure it's very difficult to get at this ball. Halflings in a great position here. So both defensive drives have gone very well because of this sort of aggressive pressure on the ball. Making it hard to do much with it. It's happened in both halves. Just a push because of dodge. This is the only free player really, and he can't get very far. Making sure they've got someone in who can be a scoring threat if they're going to go for a pass. Another one there as well. If they can get this guy out, which they do, that's very well done. Now needs a good pass, and that is a good way of getting out. So one thing that, so trying to dodge there. So we're trying to get a bit more protection on the ball carrier, but I think the best protection they had already was that this tree man was marked. This tree man's now free. It's 2 go for it, but it's 2 dice on the ball. If they can get a halfling over there as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, which they can get 3 dice on the ball. If he'd stayed there, that tree man's not going anywhere. The tree man's not going to be dodging. So as a marker in and an assist if the tree man is going to break his blitz. Could just mark him up with halflings, see if they'll fail the dodge. That's a reroll used on take route there, so makes those 2 go for it's quite risky now. Marking this guy might be a good idea before making any risky moves. Maybe setting up 2 dice here. Yeah, so that's that lineman marked. That's the ideal second place to mark, but it is riskier getting in there. We'll have to dodge. Okay, so the tree man is blitzing. This one in here hasn't really added anything over here, except for if this Norse lineman doesn't dodge away next turn or find his way out some other way, they're going to have 2 dice then. This last one who moved could have come around here to set up a 2 dice block this turn, which I think would have been more immediate use, because this lineman's got a 3+ dodge there, whether that halfling's there or not. I just think this square might have been a better place to move, because then you've got 2 dice with this one, and then 1 dice with that one if that's just a pushback if you want it. But this is the important move here. 3 dice on the ball carrier for this tree man if he makes his 2 go for it, and his take route, and makes all 3 of those 2+ rolls, and the ball carrier's down for a knockout. This number 12 tree man, I believe, is Spike Milligan. Yeah, having a pretty good game. So leveled up the casualty. Halfling caught the bounce as well. So that was just 1 dice, worked out okay, and did take that on. But yeah, just like I was saying before, could have made that 2 with that one. It was fine this time, but was a riskier move. That's that lineman pretty tied up. Get 2 dice by just standing this guy up. Do they have a play on the ball here? These berserkers having jump up is something worth remembering. Gives them a bit more movement than it might look like. Yeah, this one is through on the ball. They'll go for it though. This one standing up first would have made that 2 dice. It was going to be 1 if he'd made that go for it. So immediately over there. For a knockdown and a stun, important stun there because that's a threat to where they want to be attacking. I think this halfling now can just run this one in. And the rest of the team just have to keep the other players off him. He's definitely, he's got 4 turns and it's at 15 squares to cover, so that's three turns worth of movement for a halfling. And yeah, this player being stunned is a pretty big deal. Do need to watch this one with jump up. Would have to dodge through there, and it wouldn't be easy dodges either. So back here for a bit of support. Do take that 2 dice this time. And that is a dead lineman, one of the tackle ones as well. So one of the linemen's advanced, murdered by a halfling in cold blood. It does happen, but yeah, Mr. Pickwick has a murder to his name. And yeah, we got 2 dice on this one as well now. We've got Blitz here, so off wearing a... Yeah, so with sidestep, that's potentially a bit risky. If that was a pushback first, could have gone... Yeah, well, there would have made sure Ulfwerner was marked with the second one, but got it down first time. So Ulfwerner can be over here to be a threat to the ball. Halflings are going to have to deal with that some way. Probably means just a marker either side, making it 5+ dodges to get out. Other Ulfwerners over here as well. Both poised to strike if there's a route to the ball left. I think this one here is ideal. Yeah, it does make it very difficult for this one to dodge out. Need to watch this tackle lineman. So second failed take route we've had. Both have been re-rolled, which means there. This lineman is marked, but it looks like they're going to mark it there instead. To watch how far this one can get. And then blitzing with the ball carrier is potentially quite risky. And the pushback there puts the Ulfwerner in a better position than it was before. And we've got blocks up here. So it's just a 4+ dodge now for this to get out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Yeah, it's offering 2 dice on the ball for a 4+ dodge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And yeah, it's there, but it'll be 2 dice into 2 uphill, I think. Or into 1. 2 dice into 1. Because you probably have to go from there without adding in go for it. We have a 2 death games. That's an Ulfwerner getting off the mark with a casualty. And a dead halfling. So starting to fight back with some injuries. There's a knockout as well. They needed these earlier in the half. Does take that dodge. Does take that 2 dice. It's just a pushback, and this is into 1 dice. Use a pushback again. It does push the ball carrier further away, and that lineman dodges away. They'll go for it when trying to get into the best marking spot. But 2, 3, 4, 5. These halflings between them can potentially knock this Ulfwerner over. Go for it with the tree man though, which will be 1 more assist would have made that 3 dice. 2's enough though, and really a push would have been enough, so didn't necessarily need to knocked out. Knocked out is big. Ulfwerner is the biggest threat to the attack, and that's the ball in scoring range for turn 16. Just need to shield it now. think the Norse are probably only really left with consolation casualties that they might be able to take. Tree Man needing a reroll for that pushback. Yeah, very few Norse players left on the pitch here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, including a stun. Yeah, this is a Halfling team that's done that as well. Not even really been the Tree Men entirely. The Halflings have been getting a decent share of knockdowns and injuries. Downward Frenzy on 6 dice. Another injury. So this Ulfwerener switching on his punching gloves for the last couple of turns. And then down here towards the ball. Just not going to be enough. This Halfling can just walk the ball in. Next turn, and takes that skull there on the 2 uphill. So risking a berserker against a mighty blow hit. But I think we're just going to see this touchdown run in for the 1-0 win. And that is, yeah, the only action that turn. And we get for the first time this season to see a Halfling touchdown celebration animation. Don't know how they fit that joint of meat and the ball in their helmet, but they managed. I believe that was the last turn as well. I don't think there's any more Norse turns. No, that was it. So first win of the season for the Hairy Seacums. So both of the bottom 2 getting off the mark in the last couple of weeks. A death each as well. A lot of armour breaks from the Hairy Seacums. I don't think the Norse will be happy with the blocks being that close, yeah, it's a good return for the blocks from them. It was good removal rate for the Norse as well, especially the first half, where they were getting so many Halflings off the pitch they couldn't do anything with the ball, but then just had the same done to them next time. The only difference was the Halflings were able to get the touchdown when they ruined the attack. So that happened. Pretty healthy haul of points. That's got to be the most that the Halflings have taken in a game. And this is so 2 Halflings getting casualties, 1 Tree Man, and this was MVP and touchdown. I think, pretty sure that was. We've got MVP, a pass, and then 2 casualties for that Ulfwerener nearly the end. Yeah. Sort of weighted a bit more towards the higher numbers, but that does, as we discovered, include their own armour and injury rolls. So with these, a lot of these being failures, yeah, it's weird how it puts them on your own team, because it means some of these 6s are bad, some of these ones are good, but that's how it displays it. I think it'd be nicer if this showed the opponent's ones. It'd sort of make more sense for these stats. Yeah, so both teams roll in a lot more 6s than 1s. Block dice, fairly even there, fairly even for both teams really. But a lot of those are no good against Halflings, for the most part, unless you're in Tree Men, which you're not going to be doing a lot of. But yeah, that is where we are. We've had one more game played so far this week, which was a narrow win. I haven't been able to watch this one yet, but a narrow win for My Little Ponies, who that's their fourth win from 4. Necromantic Team, the Monster Mash, have lost 3-1-1 now at this point. But yeah, this was, I hear, a very close game, and I look forward to giving it a watch a bit later on. Yeah, so the Castle's out blocking, but yeah, inflicting more injuries for those. Although 4 casualties there, that's pretty good going. I think it's probably the hardest game the Castle's had, and the coach did say that he thought this would be the toughest matchup he had. So nothing for tackle to do, some high strength players, some quick players with claw as well. Yeah, was concerned about that one, but that's what we've got so far. I've still got my game later in the week, playing Thursday night against Lizardmen with my Underworld team. Not going great so far, but we'll see if we can pull out something better, and I will cover that one later in the week. I think that'll probably be up on Friday, and I'll see you then.